Okay. Mic's on. At this time, I'd like to welcome everyone here, and I'd like to call to order the 26th February 2024 Jackson County Commission meeting. We do have a number of items to discuss tonight in our new business session, as well as a number of items to discuss in our work session. We will go into an executive session to discuss name and character individuals, and also I want to let everybody know that we will not adjourn this meeting tonight. We have some business that we will carry over to work session at 5 o'clock this coming Wednesday the 28th at our Public Works. So with that, I'd like to ask Ms. Perkins if she would please call the roll to establish the quorum.
Okay. District 1, Commissioner Gully.
Present.
District 2, Commissioner Kennemer. District 3, Commissioner Buckner.
Present.
District 4, Commissioner McBride.
Present.
We do have a quorum. Thank you very much, and I'd like to say thank you for everybody being here. At this time, if everyone would please stand, I'd like to ask Mr. Porter, our county attorney, to offer invocation, and Commissioner McBride, if you would please lead us in our pledge of allegiance.
Let's pray together. God, our Father in heaven, we look around us every day and see the beauty of this country that we live in, especially this county with the mountains and the lakes, especially this time of year, God, as it changes from winter to spring. We're so thankful for the change of season and the upcoming spring and the flowers and the things that are reblooming. So God, we're thankful for the blessings you give us each and every day. We're thankful for the people of this county, and especially those that choose public service as their vocation. We're thankful for all those men and women who serve us each and every day. Watch over us and guide us, God. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Vision, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The agenda for tonight's meeting is in your packet. In addition to what was posted this past Friday for the agenda, we have a couple of changes. Number one, we will add another item to our new business portion. We had a hiring committee that has made a recommendation for the maintenance apprentice and the maintenance directorate, and so we will move to approve that tonight. And also in our work session, the Public Works item D, fleet truck surplus and purchase and heavy duty truck purchase, we will move that discussion to the Wednesday work session at Public Works. So as I said earlier, we will recess this meeting after an executive session, and we will resume Wednesday the 28th at 5 p.m. at our Public Works location. So with that, do I have a motion to approve the 26th February 2024 agenda with the addition of new business item E, motion to approve hiring committee's recommendation for vacant maintenance apprentice at the maintenance director, and to move work session Public Works item D to the Wednesday work session at Public Works?
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
We have a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. We do have some awards and presentations tonight. We have a longevity award, and I think we have some certificate of training completion to be presented tonight. So if at this time, if I could get Sheriff Rocky Harnan and Chief Corrections Deputy Hal Mash to join us in the front first, and the commissioners, if you would please. And first, we will present the Longevity Award. If there's ever a question about why we do this, recognizing folks for the years of service, it really is to say thank you for the great service that they provide Jackson County and our citizens of the county. If you look at an example of what we went through in early January, you see the dedication that the people of Jackson County have for the work they do. And we truly appreciate that. And we, the commission, just want to take the time to say thank you. And one of the ways we can do that is when somebody has achieved, I thought 25 years, but it's really 15 years. We want to say, you better not have changed this again. 10 years.
Just seems like 25, Chairman.
Seems like 15 to me.
Today.
So with that, if we could get Jeremy Moore, please come up. And we do want to recognize Jeremy for his 10 years of service to our county. Started in November 2013 as jailer. Has been a corrections deputy too, has been a corrections sergeant, has been a corrections lieutenant in the service over 10 years. And so we just want to say thank you so much for all the service that you provided. Great job that you're doing for us. And Jeremy, if we could, we want to give that to you as a recognition and thanks from the citizens of Jackson County for the great work that you're doing.
Appreciate it.
I'll take that on the tab.
Can I just have a look at the camera for one? Sorry.
Thank you. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Sheriff Horner, the Chief Corrections Deputy Al Nash, and we're going to go sit back down and let you present some certificates of training.
Thank you, Chairman. As the commissioners know, and most of the county at large know, we try to maintain training at the jail. There's a state program through Alabama Peace Officer Standards and Training Commission for jail management for corrections deputies. And we had 5 folks attend and successfully complete the 2-week course that was held up at Northeast Alabama Community College just last month. If you would the 4 of you come up, please? One could not make it. Eddie Jones is sick and didn't come to work tonight. So it's like my children. When they didn't go to school, they didn't go out that night. So kind of the same thing. They completed 80 hours of training successfully, and I hope the commissioners are as proud of our jail staff as the sheriff and the captain and myself. We've got a great crew out there that represents you folks on a daily basis. And at some point, I'm going to call you all. It would have been, one day last week when it was a total madhouse. We had, I think, 6 drunks at one time there, and the sheriff called me and says, well, I just left the asylum. So it was wild, and they do it and do it with stellar performance. But they completed this, and I'm very proud of them. Kathy Shippey. Stephen Bieberly. And Chase Matthews. And Bryce Milligan.
How you doing? Congratulations. I'm sorry.
And with that, ACCA appreciates them attending this, and I think we get credit through ACCA for their attendance and completion. Congratulations, all of you. Thank you. This makes me look a lot bigger.
Sorry, you can't get me on this good. Get my skinny side.
Have a picture with Corrections Deputy Shippey with her back at the booking counter with a man that probably weighed 400 pounds
Yes.
and about 6'9". And from that made a very dramatic photo.
Didn't scare her though.
No, she wasn't. I was the one that took the photo.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good job, guys. Thank you.
Well, again, thanks for the great service that is provided for us. So next on the agenda is public comments. Do we have anyone who is here to speak tonight? If not, we will move into our new business portion of the meeting. In your packet are the minutes from our February the 12th, 2024 Jackson County meeting and work session. Do I have a motion to adopt the minutes from the February 12th, 2024 meeting and work session? We have a motion. Do I have a second? I'll second. For a second. Any questions or discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much. Next in the packet is a resolution of the Jackson County Commission that is in support of an Amendment 1 that will show up on the ballot for our primary elections on the 5th of March. The resolution states, whereas voters will soon consider Amendment 1, which will be on the ballot during the 2024 primary election held on March the 5th, 2024, and whereas the legislature regularly passes local laws and local constitutional amendments that impact the services provided to the county's residents as well as the mechanisms for funding these services. And whereas some of these taxpayer-funded services include law enforcement, education, fire protection, ambulance services, and regulation of alcoholic beverages and economic development. And whereas since 1984, the Alabama Constitution has required that no legislation be considered by the legislature until both of the state's annual budgets are passed and delivered to the governor. And whereas there is an exception that allows the legislature to consider other matters ahead of the budgets by adopting a budget isolation resolution by a vote of no less than 3/5 of a quorum present. And whereas the language of this exception has been interpreted various ways since 1984 and has generated lawsuits in recent years over how many votes are needed to adopt a BIR. And whereas if a court finds that the local law's BIR was adopted improperly, it could result in the local law being challenged on procedural grounds, even if the local law otherwise passed both chambers and became law. And whereas Amendment 1 would allow local bills and local constitutional amendments to be considered by the legislature without the adoption of a BIR, removing a procedural step from the legislative process. And whereas the Association of County Commissions of Alabama has adopted a resolution encouraging Alabamians to vote yes to Amendment 1 on March the 5th, 2024, now therefore be it resolved by the Jackson County Commission that it encourages the citizens of the county to go to the polls on March the 5th, 2024 and make their voices heard in support of Amendment 1, done this 26th day of February 2024. With that, do I have a motion to approve and sign regarding Amendment 1? We have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. Any questions or discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you very much. Also, we have in the packet, and we had discussions in our previous meeting, the option to surplus two garbage trucks from the solid waste department. I think the guaranteed price was $56,000. I'm sorry.
That's for the pickup truck.
Okay.
This is just a surplus two garbage truck we're gonna sell.
Okay, just to surplus the garbage trucks. So let me ask Director Skipper just a real quick summary of this.
Yeah, we got one truck we got replaced, and then we had another one we had to rebuild the engine. Cost us about $30,000 to get it rebuilt. It was we kept it too long, so finally got it redone so we can sell one of our older trucks. So now we have two that we can get rid of. So these are just our two old trucks.
So do I have a motion to approve the surplus of 2 garbage trucks for solid waste department?
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion, have a second?
I'll second that.
Let's have a second. Any questions or discussion?
I'm confused. Are these garbage trucks or pickup trucks?
These are garbage trucks.
Pickup trucks.
It says pickup trucks.
Well, I think we must have, I believe we probably have the wrong surplus sheet in here. This is probably for,
That sheet is for item number B under the work session.
Yeah.
so it was,
This was discussed at the last.
all right. So this is for, we've already said, for the surplus of 2 garbage trucks. Do we have a,
Yes, sir. Two Mack Granite garbage trucks. One's a 2017, the other one's 2018, I believe.
do we have any idea of surplus value for these trucks?
The last one we sold went for $74,000, I believe it was, and it was an older truck with a lot more miles, a lot worse shape. These trucks are a little more better shape, but again, they're looking at 7 years old, so.
Okay. Any further discussion, question?
And you already have the replacements, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. No further question or discussion. All in favor say aye. Motion carries. Thank you. Next we have, we had discussion at our last meeting about a camper that has been at Jackson County Park that has gotten in pretty rough condition, and the director of park is requesting that we surplus that camper. I think we all saw the photos of the camper and the state of the condition that it is in. So with that, do I have a motion to approve the surplus of a camper for Jackson County Park?
Make that motion.
We have a motion, have a second?
I'll second that.
Have a second. Any questions, discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Motion carries. Thank you. Next and last in our new business agenda is the hiring committee was reviewed candidates for the vacant maintenance apprentice position in the maintenance department, and they are making a recommendation for a hire to fill that position at a grade 6. The sheet from director again, our maintenance director, is in your packet. With that, do I have a motion to approve the hiring committee's recommendation for the vacant maintenance apprentice in our maintenance department?
I'll make that
We
motion.
have a motion, have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Any questions, discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Motion carries. Thank you. That's the last item we have in our new business portion of the meeting. At this time, we will move to the work session. There are a number of discussion items. First, we have 2 items to discuss tonight in our commission portion of the meeting. This past week, we had the review of our 100% design for the structural work and some renovation work in our courthouse, as well as the design for our Liberty Lane building on Liberty Lane in Scottsboro. With us tonight, we have Mr. Kevin Bond, who is the project lead for this project. JMR+H is working for us, and so I'd like to turn the discussion over to Mr. Bond to give us a summary and an update on where we are.
Okay, thank you very much, Chairman, and thank you very much, Commission. We did indeed have our final review with the Chairman and associated department heads, and went through the plans for the courthouse project and for Liberty Lane. Had a good reception and feedback from the items that we had incorporated since the last review, including a stack of alternates to include restroom modernization and refreshing in the courthouse. And we set those up as bid alternates to that courthouse bid item in order to have a base bid awardable project, and then, for lack of a term, have an a la carte set up, so that as budget allows, you can accept alternates to try to get some of the renovations on the existing restroom in the courthouse performed as part of this project. We had like I said, a roundtable discussion, and then one of the biggest things we discussed was in order to maximize local participations, there was concerns expressed from the revenue commissioner and along with the probate judge and the chairman with making sure that we good local business participation in those trades that are applicable to both these projects. These projects, are at the moment are packaged up into one package with two separate bid items. And with that, we want to try to make sure that the general contractors that are capable of performing this volume and magnitude of work for these projects is fully able to utilize the workforce and business opportunities with local contractors there in Jackson County. So what was discussed at the review meeting was that we would put together a pre-qualification package, which is often done, and it's absolutely allowed for in the Public Works bid law of the state of Alabama, the Code of Alabama. There's a procedure for that, but what that does us allow to do is to put together a package to send out, and we will advertise the pre-qualification package just like you would a public bid. Solicit contractors to submit pre-qualification packages, which would outline and be able to monitor not only their financial ability to perform the project as well as their licensure and bonding capacity, but also their subcontractor minority involvement, subcontractor local business participation involvement with businesses located there in Jackson County. So I think after discussions with the chairman and others that were present in the meeting, we felt like that was the best forward. I am prepared tomorrow, Misty, to be able to send you the specifics of that pre-qualification package. Worked on that to put together and edited. It is a standard American Institute of Architects document that has been fully vetted, and we would encourage the county attorney to look at that as well. Make sure that if he has any comments, we can add that in there, make sure we have the appropriate language to put in there for local business participation, as per the former or the previous county commission decision to add that into the requirements for Jackson County for this going out to bid. So, do I have any questions?
So,
Go
no
ahead.
questions. Once this has been reviewed by us, I believe one of the discussion items we had that we would get our attorney, Mr. Porter, IEC, JMR plus H, and us on the phone to go through that and make sure everybody's thumbs up on the steps we're taking and the process we're taking with that. So if my recommendations, we still do that, and we coordinate a date that we can have that discussion to make sure of that. So.
Yes, sir, absolutely. And I did communicate with Kate Jessup at IEC today. We had a couple of phone calls today, and this was one of the topics we discussed in order to make sure that everybody's on the same page, and we will have a coordination meeting with Mr. Porter, IEC, and the commission staff so that we have all of those covered.
And the next step beyond this, at the next commission meeting, we will bring that package to the commission, let the commission take a look at it, make sure the commission's fine with that before we proceed to put the bid on the street. But our objective here is to inform local businesses that would have an interest or an opportunity or the capability to participate in this and let them know what we're putting on the street. So with that, Kevin, anything else you would like to add?
Just a quick update, budget numbers. We had our final budget on the courthouse is $1.5 million, right at $1.5 million, and then the budget for Liberty Lane renovations was $2.5 million.
Okay.
So we are tracking straight in line, and that courthouse budget did go up, but that does include all of the alternates that we built for the restrooms in that probable cost number. So we feel like we're right where we should be and where we've been tracking throughout the design process.
Just as for information, the restrooms, what we're looking at are the 2 restrooms that are on the first floor here, the 2 restrooms that are on the second floor, as well as the jury rooms adjacent to each of the courthouses, and 3 restrooms in the basement. One is that an outside restroom that for years, I guess, was open whenever there were major events around the courthouse. We will renovate that, and we will make it ADA compliant and with a design, I guess, Kevin, you may want to explain, we will have a lift for folks who may be in wheelchairs so they can get down to that restroom. And then the other 2 restrooms in the courthouse are considered that. They will be options to the bid price. And the estimated cost, as Kevin mentioned, considers all those options for the cost of what work we will do in the courthouse. One other thing to add, these projects are being funded by ARPA funds for the most part. All of the funding, the projected cost of Liberty Lane is funded by ARPA. And $800,000 of ARPA funds are allocated for a share of the cost of our courthouse. Remember that Senator Livingston and Representative Kirkland has been able to gain funds from support of our state legislature in the amount of $700,000. Coupled with the $800,000 of ARPA, that those funds cover the estimated cost of the upgrades to our courthouse. And so we'd like to say thank you to Senator Livingston and Representative Kirkland for their help there. And let me say thanks to JMR Plus H. They have been very diligent in their design approaches to this and very helpful as we are preparing to do this. These are major upgrades to buildings that we are responsible for as the Jackson County Commission. So let me, once again, any questions or comments for Mr. Vaughn?
Just timeline issues, or not issues, but clarification on once we approve the plan, that the bid will go into effect, and how long will the bid be open, and that kind of question, and maybe best case scenario on construction timeline, start and finish.
What we're looking at right now is this pre-qualification package will take, we hope to have it wrapped up and have it advertised within the next 2 weeks, get it out, and then it goes through an advertisement period. The good thing about the pre-qual package is that shortly after we advertise the pre-qual package, about middle of the way through the advertisement period on that, we can go ahead and concurrently start the advertisement for the project. You are allowed to have a concurrent overlap with those. You just have to engage the pre-qualification advertisement first. So the standard advertisement periods, of course, of both those per state statute are 3 consecutive weeks. And then, so our bidding process overall after pre-qualification is begun, which will be 2 weeks, will take about roughly 4 weeks till the day the bid is open. So we're talking about a little over a month and a half from now that we can be opening bids at the earliest opportunity. And then after that, you can account for the next commission meeting being able to undertake the approval of the award of bids, and we will in fact do a bid analysis for all of you guys and gals, and we will offer a recommendation of award to be considered as a agenda item at the commission meeting. And then we will move forward from there into construction. It typically takes about 15 days after notice of receipt of award for the contractor to mobilize, and then we anticipate about a 12-month construction process. So well ahead of the anticipated deadline for expenditure of all the ARPA funds by the end of December 26th.
If I may, one other item that we have on our agenda, not this agenda, but our agenda of work to be done, is upgrade of the HVAC system at the county jail. Replace the very old system that is there. I believe we're looking at trying to have that ready to go to bid sometime in early to mid-summer.
Yes,
just
sir.
a comment on that, please.
Yes, the jail project, we are well underway on design on those systems, and we'll be following up, scheduling review meetings for that as well. But to give you the short story of that one, that we anticipate to advertise that project for bid in June, and then award after our mandated bid period, and then be able to start that the latter part of the summer, first part of the fall. Again, with about a 11, 12-month construction period due to mechanical system lead time, which is it's gotten better. We've seen equipment lead times shrink consistently over the past few months, and so that again, we would be able to have expenditure of all those ARPA funds well prior to the end of December 26 deadline.
Okay, thank you. If no further comments or questions, I just want to say, Kevin, thanks for being here with us tonight by Zoom, and we really appreciate that, and we'll talk to you within a week or so. Thanks.
Yes, sir. I want to say thank you to you, Chairman, all the commission, and all the county's leadership. We've been able to develop a very successful relationship with these projects, and it certainly is much appreciated with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, again, Commission, Scottsboro, Jackson County Rescue Squad vehicle replacement. So, Mr. Teague, if you would, please.
Thank you for taking the time today. I think you've all got this, but I'm going to give you a review anyway. So, during the recent ice storm, snow and ice, we started back in '93 when everyone remembers the big snow we had in '93 doing dialysis transport. Again, this particular event, we did that for 5 days straight, running basically 2 shifts, a morning and an afternoon shift. In doing this, we lost a vehicle. We had an accident which totaled one of our vehicles with an 18-wheeler. Actually, I did. I can't blame that on no one but myself. But we've got to replace this vehicle. It's one of our main vehicles that we use. I wasn't aware of this until '93, until the snow ice of '93. So most of these patients, or many of these patients, are transported by the public transportation system, the buses. Mm-hmm. And as you know, those buses don't run during this time. So our guys are willing to step up and provide that service for the county. I think during this time we did about 55 or 56 patients, some of them as many as 3 times. Those folks go to dialysis 3 times a week, many of them do. We call them Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, some of them. This vehicle is, like I said, it's vital to our organization, our what we do, and we have no choice but to replace it. And we're requesting some funds to do that with.
Okay, any questions? Discussion?
Just absolute deep gratitude for the service that you all provide. I know the pay is tremendous for what y'all do.
The pay is great. The reward is more than the pay.
Yes, absolutely, and it's truly life-saving, everything y'all do, and so that's
when you start that process with our dialysis patients within the county, it really makes you thankful for the help you have. There's some pretty sad situations there. Some of these people have been doing it for years and years, and that's their life, 3 times a week to stay functional. So, any support we can get would be greatly appreciated.
No, thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
I just want to ask one more question, just so that you answered this. I know you have looked at insurance, yours as well as I believe the 18-wheeler insurance, and
So I have. So our particular vehicle only had liability insurance. Obviously, there was nothing to recover from our insurance company. The 18-wheeler denied our claim. I didn't agree with the writing up of the accident report from the trooper to the point that I called him. I know the guy. Well, that's how it was, and I can't change it, basically, that's what I got. As a matter of fact, the driver of the truck filed against us last week for mental anguish. Nothing, no damage to the vehicle, mental anguish. They denied her claim, obviously. She was coming down the mountain, coming off of Grant in my lane, and I tried to get away from her, and she panicked and hit the brakes and slid into me with an 18-wheeler. Fortunately, we all walked away with no injuries. That was the best part of the whole deal. But in doing so, we lost a vehicle out of the deal. It's just beyond repair.
I asked that question so everyone would know that you've done everything you could
done everything I know
to
to do,
recover funds
sort of.
through insurance.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
insurance.
And then can you give us some clarity on kind of the minimums that this vehicle will need to do the kind of work that you're doing there?
So what we do with these vehicles, we use, they have to be loaded, somewhat low to the ground. We tried with some of our other ones that don't work too well. We usually try to haul 2 patients at a time. So we use a Suburban type or a 4-door pickup truck type vehicle. So and I didn't know this until we started doing this a number of years ago. When they take a dialysis patient in, they all come with this big bag of stuff, right? They've got blankets, they've got extra clothing. And I'm thinking, is the building not warm? What are we not doing? So they take your blood out of the body, which is 98 degrees, into a room that's 70. Well, that blood gets cold, it goes back in. Now these people are real cold. So they're sitting there wrapped up in blankets. So back a few years ago, we was doing this, probably 10 years ago, this gentleman from out on Sand Mountain said, "Will y'all be sure to take me home?" I said, "Yes, sir, we'll take you home. Somebody will get you home." "No, I want y'all to take me home." I said, "Okay, why us in particular?" He said, "They hauled me in that National Guard Humvee and I like froze to death going back." And he told me the story about being so cold. I didn't understand that. He said, so we swapped around, we were working with them. They did the morning run, go pick up, and we did delivery because of that very thing. Because your vehicle is good and warm, what about freeze to death? But they're all that way. I didn't realize that was such a big deal, because they all come with a bag of stuff, warming stuff. So we have to have a way to haul all of that. So the SUV or a pickup truck with a cover, a 4-door, on that line is usually what we do.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other questions or comments?
Well, it's not just dialysis patients too. Pick up doctors and nurses and stuff and take to the hospital.
We haul doctors and nurses and staff from some of the healthcare facilities, the nursing home type stuff. Yeah, there was just 56, I think, 55 or 6, just dialysis patients, plus the others.
And we don't have
doctors, nurses, you name it.
We don't have a National Guard to transport patients anymore, so all falls on the rescue
So that
squad.
falls on us. We've even hauled the staff for the dialysis. Go by and pick them up on Monday morning, and they bring us stuff and take them to the motel at night, so they have to stay.
Yeah.
Mr.
Yes,
Chairman,
sir.
if I might, listen, this is a very important part of what they do, but that's not all what these guys do. They've been out twice this week already on rescues at Walls of Jericho, and I applaud them for their work they do as volunteers and members of this community. We couldn't do our job without them, so I want to thank the rescue squads, all the rescue squads and volunteers for their ability and their willingness to help.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you. So before we get off this discussion of, would we like to take this up in a new business session?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay,
I'm gonna abstain from it because I'm a member of the rescue squad.
okay.
I'm gonna want
But
to
you
do that.
can still be here. Okay. We'll do that. So we'll put it on new business session for our next meeting, okay?
Absolutely.
With that, we'll move into solid waste. We did have a discussion on fleet trust surplus and purchase last week, but there were some questions, and so I'd like to turn it over to Director Skipper. And we'll pull this back up.
Yeah, there you go. So let me just start over and first let me hand you this out. one of the trucks that I'm asking to surplus. It's a 2019 F-250. It's a 3/4 ton. You can see in 2019 we gave $30,511.30 for this truck, and that's for 2 of them we still have. So what I'm asking is we sell these trucks. They're 5 years old now, and J.M. Wood, you can see the guarantee. What they offered on this truck was $56,000. So for my figuring is it cost us $61,022.60 for 2 trucks. We drove them for 5 years. And if we can get, we will get the guarantee of $56,500. So that's $4,522.60 what it cost us for 5 years to drive this truck. That's just a guarantee. This exact same truck that we sold back in September, there was 3 of them that we purchased, these F-250s. It brought $37,000 at J.M. Wood. So we ended up making a little over $6,000 on that truck. These 2 trucks that I'm asking to sell have less miles and look a lot better than the one that we sold. So I'm hoping to get even more out of it. I didn't know it's hard to get trucks right now. GM does not have the state bid. Right now Ford and Dodge Ram is the only one in the state that you can get a state bid. Ford, you can ask probably anybody in the room, they'll probably can tell you it's about impossible to get a truck from them right now. So I've switched over to Dodge Ram. They've got these 2 trucks that I presented y'all on the lot, waiting for the approval or non-approval, so I can give them the answer. They're holding them for us. I talked to them last week, and they were good to wait till after tonight. One truck that I'm looking at replacing, this is a 3/4 ton. It's a 2024 Ram 2500 crew cab. You can see the price is $48,109. This is just your basic package 3/4 ton truck. The 1/2 ton truck that we purchased back in September was $44,000, I believe. So it's all about $4,000 more for a 3/4 ton truck. The other truck that I'm asking, it's $54,519. This truck is upfitted with a brush guard and a winch. Over the ice storm, we've had some issues too with trucks sliding off into the ditch, and record services at that time would not get out on the icy parts and pull. So we actually got one of these F-250s and hooked some chains up and pulled them out ourselves. It done the job, but it's not as safe as a winch would be, where we could operate inside the vehicle. So that's why I'm proposing on one of these trucks we get a winch with a brush guard. And on that there, you should see the brush guard can hold up to, the brush guard winch is a 16,500 pound winch. So, do I have any questions right now? I'll keep rambling.
Okay, any questions?
Well, Mr. Chairman, if we're gonna look at vehicles of public works on Wednesday, why wouldn't we incorporate these into our look at vehicles on Wednesday with the other surplus and purchase of vehicles?
Those that we're going to look at Wednesday are in support of our Public Works Road program, so
It is solid.
so do you have time to wait till Wednesday?
Well, the sale at J.M. Wood, let me look at this again,
19th.
is the 19th. So we've got 22 days for this sale. We've got to get these new trucks in before we can start cleaning up the old trucks. And then we have to carry them to Montgomery. And then they start advertising for us ahead of time. So the longer it takes to get down there, the less advertising we get from them. So that's, if we wait till Wednesday, we'll just cut it down at some.
Okay,
And then possibly on,
okay.
I'll just have to get with the stivers on the truck, see if they can hold it a couple more days.
Okay. So we'll take this up Wednesday, okay? As a part of that discussion, we'll have it early in the meeting, Wednesday, okay?
Okay.
Do we want to hold the surplus of trucks till Wednesday, or can we move on the surplus of trucks now? This is an issue of replacing trucks, whether we replace them or not, so we want to hold the Wednesday on surplus as well.
I would think so.
Okay. Everybody- Okay. So we'll take it up again Wednesday at the following meeting.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next, jail, we have an update. We have a request regarding budget, and in your packet, you have notes for work session, jail projects, I believe everybody has that. Okay.
After the jail staff did a Herculean task on working with COVID at the jail, we were able to switch our focus back to the building and the maintenance. We moved in that building in 1997, and I do not know of any major maintenance that's been performed on that building since. I'm here today to request from the commission that we move monies from the jail cash balance that we built up through our negotiations and the state paying for inmates, various recovery funds that we've applied for and received, that to do things such as we've already spent unanticipated funds that we had to spend lately on mechanical room plumbing that ACCA adjuster asked us to do in the mechanical room. That was several $1,000s. We had to totally replace the roof on the kitchen part of the jail, which was several $1,000s. We had to replace the service gate trolleys and the generator transfer switch, which were all both quite expensive. Those have already been paid for. But the needed maintenance at the building, number one, is waterproofing. That would be the lion's share of anything that's spent at the jail. Also, we need an addition for dry storage of equipment. I found out last Wednesday that items that I had no idea what they were, a kitchen steam cooker and a new steam kettle that we've been band-aiding for several years are going to have to be replaced. Those are very expensive items. The lawnmower's on its last leg. Our cameras, servers are antiques, and we can barely pull off video that's recorded. Pro press tool for copper pipes, so we don't have to call in outside folks to patch our copper. And we need records and supply storage facilities too. Also, the safety equipment for the staff is lacking. We need body armor, stab vests, new tasers. We're down to 2 tasers for the entire jail that operate now. Just so many things that need to be done at the jail that have never been done. And we're in a position now to do it, as you can see from our sheet. The jail staff worked hard to get that where it is. And I would ask the commission that you allow $400,000 to be transferred from our cash balance to our budget, and that commission allow myself and Captain Miller and the sheriff to get with Bob to decide how it breaks down as far as equipment. Some of it's equipment and some of it, like the tasers, I'm not sure that'll be equipment. But the lion's share of that $400,000 will go to the building maintenance. What we're trying to do is get this so that our annual income that DOC now pays the jail, once we get it in shape, we'll be able to maintain the maintenance on that building that it needs. So that's my request, gentlemen, $400,000 moved from cash surplus to the jail budget.
Any questions? Okay, what I would request is that we'll put this on new business for the next meeting and get with Bob and the sheriff and come back and sort of give us a breakdown of what items if you have that by then, so, and we'll put it on new business.
The largest one I would not have, which will have to be a bid item, which is the
Sure. understand,
I
just.
can ballpark it, but the line of shares.
The one discussion that we did have is the fact that there is sufficient funds now in the jail to be able to do some work like this on much needed, items that have needed repair for a long time. So with what we do with the HVAC system and what we're able to do here, we're starting to make some improvements in our jail, much needed improvements.
Our goal is to get it to DOC funds ongoing, will maintain the maintenance on the jail so it doesn't have to come from the general fund. That's our goal with the jail.
Thanks very much, and so we will put this on your business for next meeting.
Thank you, John.
Okay?
Thank you.
Okay, with that is the last item of our work session. We are going to go into an executive session, but before we do that, I would go ahead and proceed. I'd like to get for today's meeting reports from the staff. County Administrator? You're not representing the County Administrator tonight, okay. County Engineer will give the report next meeting. County Attorney, any comments? Okay, any other comments from? Okay, thanks very much, and then move to comments from the Commission. District 4, Commissioner McBride.
Yes, sir. I'd just like to say thank you to the rescue squad and all you all do, and also our sheriff's department, all of our programs and for the county and the hard work they put in. I want to say congratulations to all the basketball teams who made it to state, and I'm so very proud of them. And just want to say congratulations to all the hard work they put into getting as far as they made it.
Commissioner Butler, District 3.
Yeah, I want to echo what Commissioner McBride said. It is wonderful service that the rescue squad does for us, and glad that you trust us to come and help you when you so freely help other people. That's it's nice to give back to you a little bit. And I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about the people. It is a wonderful time of the year. So excited with the success of all the teams, but to me, there's coaches and there's volunteers and there's parents and there's people that sacrifice so much time and energy for them, and it's wonderful that you get to feel that exhilaration. And so I'm so proud for all these communities that we're playing, still playing, and the memories that they're creating. So thank you for that.
District 1, Commissioner Gully.
Just very proud to be here. I'd like to thank of course, all the services, the Sheriff's Office, Rescue Squad, and all the employees of Jackson County do a phenomenal job for the county and the citizens. And you know, it's great and very prideful for the team that's been represented, you know, in the state basketball tournament. I know everyone's very proud of those children, and it's something they'll never forget, and have to be able to take it with them all their life. And I'm just thankful to be here. Thank you.
Just what I'd like to say is just remind folks that this Wednesday morning, we do have the State of Education address for Jackson County, and that would include, I believe, participation from Northeast Alabama Community College, our Superintendent of Education for county schools, and our Superintendent of Education for our city schools. And you'll get the opportunity, if you attend, to see what great progress our schools across Jackson County are making. They are performing tremendously well, and we're very proud of them. And so I'd like to say congratulations to them and thanks to them, everyone that works there. Leaders, teachers, the folks who work, bus drivers, everybody that's working in our school systems that are taking care of our children that are in school. So thank you very much. With that, we will move into executive session, but again, I will just let everybody know we will recess at the end of the executive session, and we'll resume at 5 p.m. at our Public Works facility, and that'll be this Wednesday. So at this time, do I have a motion to move into executive session?
I'll make that motion.
Have a motion, have a second?
No, second that.
Have a second? All in favor say aye. Motion carries. Thank you.